Imagine a tale whispered through the ages, not of kings and dragons, but of a singular spirit, forging an empire from sheer will. Imagine a legend born not in a blaze of immediate glory, but meticulously, silently, over decades, until its brilliance could no longer be contained. In the grand tapestry of sport, some threads are woven with immediate, blinding gold. Others, however, are spun from the darkest silk, unnoticed, often misunderstood, yet destined to hold the entire fabric together. This is the saga of Karim Benzema, a narrative less about a player and more about a force of nature, patiently carving his legend into the bedrock of time. From the very beginning, there was an unspoken understanding, a quiet certainty in his movements that transcended mere talent. He moved with the grace of a predator, yet with the deceptive calm of a sage, always observing, always learning. His journey began not with a roar, but with a hum, a low vibration of immense potential that only the most attuned could sense. For many years, the world saw a paradox, a striker with the soul of a sculptor, more inclined to craft pathways for others than to claim the final glory himself. While others chased the individual accolade, the immediate gratification of the golden boot, Benzema pursued a different muse. He seemed to defy the very primal instinct of his position, often orchestrating, linking, and sacrificing his own statistical output for the collective rhythm of the team. This was not a flaw, but a hidden strength, a deeply ingrained philosophy that baffled many but secretly captivated a chosen few. It was often said, almost as an oddity, that he saw the field not as a hunting ground, but as a chessboard, where the movement of every piece contributed to an elegant, inevitable checkmate, even if he wasn't the one to deliver the final blow. He embraced this role, not as a lesser calling, but as a higher art, understanding that true mastery lay not in isolation, but in cohesion. This foundational wisdom, this deep-seated humility, was the unseen anchor that would eventually allow him to weather storms that would break lesser men. His unique intelligence manifested not in rapid bursts of genius, but in a slow, inexorable understanding of the game's intricate currents, a mastery honed in the shadows, far from the blinding glare of individual expectation. He was the silent architect, building foundations that others would dance upon, his blueprints drawn in moments of quiet contemplation and relentless repetition. This patient, almost monastic approach to his craft, set him apart, a lone star burning with a steady, enduring light, refusing to be rushed by the fleeting demands of instant fame. His contribution wasn't measured in mere numbers, but in the gravitational pull he exerted, subtly shifting the balance of every encounter. He was the axis around which orbits formed, the silent heart pumping life into the whole. The path to legend is rarely a sprint, more often, it is a prolonged, arduous climb, marked by sacrifice and an almost superhuman dedication. For Benzema, these years were an alchemist's vigil, transforming raw talent into something pure, unbreakable. He didn't just play, he evolved, adapting, refining, shedding old skins to reveal a harder, more brilliant core. There were seasons when the spotlight shone elsewhere, when critics questioned his ultimate ceiling, when lesser spirits might have faltered. But Benzema remained, an unyielding monolith, absorbing pressure, transforming doubt into fuel. He didn't just train, he communed with the game, his movements becoming an extension of its deepest currents. It's a whispered legend that while others reveled, he often sought solitude, spending untold hours in silent communion with the ball, long after his teammates had departed. He wasn't merely practicing, he was sculpting muscle memory, forging an intuition so sharp it bordered on prescience, a sixth sense for the game's unfolding narrative. This solitary dedication, this almost ascetic pursuit of perfection, gave him an uncanny ability to anticipate defenses by the slightest shift in breath, a silent whisper unheard by lesser mortals. His physical prowess became a testament to his mental fortitude, each muscle fiber a hardened wire of determination. He transformed his body into an instrument of precision, resilient, enduring, capable of withstanding the relentless demands of the highest level. This unwavering commitment wasn't born of ego, but of an intrinsic drive, an almost primal urge to master his environment. He saw every challenge not as an obstacle, but as an invitation to ascend. He learned to read the ebb and flow of a match like an ancient mariner reading the tides, knowing precisely when to conserve energy and when to unleash a torrent. His intelligence was not just tactical, it was an intuitive grasp of the psychological battle, a profound understanding of how to influence the game's emotional landscape. He became a beacon of calm amidst chaos, his presence alone capable of settling nerves and inspiring confidence. His leadership was not boisterous or demanding, but a quiet, steady force, emanating from a place of deep wisdom and unwavering commitment. He led by example, by tireless effort, and by an unspoken guarantee of excellence. He was the anchor in the storm, the steady hand guiding the ship through treacherous waters, his focus an unblemished mirror reflecting the team's collective ambition. This was the silent strength that ripened over years, turning him from a supremely gifted player into an indispensable force. He embodied the belief that true power often lies not in overt display, but in enduring presence, in the relentless pursuit of an inner ideal. Every touch, every pass, every movement became imbued with this deep-seated mastery, a testament to years spent in quiet, dedicated communion with the beautiful game. Then, the landscape shifted. The established order began to crumble, and a void opened at the very heart of the empire. What had long been a collective constellation of stars suddenly found itself searching for a singular sun. It was in this moment of profound transition, when doubt threatened to engulf even the most storied institution, that Benzema stepped forward, not with a sudden grab for power, but with the quiet, undeniable authority of one who had been preparing for this mantle his entire life. He had spent years in the shadow of giants, absorbing their lessons, understanding the immense pressure of expectation, but never losing his own unique identity. Now, he was called to be the heartbeat, the gravitational center around which everything revolved. He didn't just fill the void, he redefined it, transforming the team's challenge into his personal crucible. His calmness in decisive matches, once a quiet attribute, blossomed into an almost supernatural ability to dictate the tempo of the most frantic encounters. He moved through the maelstrom with the serene focus of a monk in meditation, his decisions precise, his execution flawless. When the weight of history pressed down, when the roar of the stadium threatened to deafen, his mind remained an oasis of clarity. His strength was not merely physical, it was a profound mental fortitude, an unyielding spirit that refused to bend, even when all seemed lost. He absorbed the pressure of entire seasons, of continent-spanning rivalries, and channeled it into moments of pure, decisive brilliance. He became the ultimate professional, not just in his performance, but in his very being. Every action, every word, every gesture spoke of a profound understanding of his role, a complete embodiment of the responsibility he carried. He was the silent conductor, orchestrating symphonies of movement, his subtle nudges and intelligent runs creating openings that others exploited, and then, when the moment demanded, he struck with the precision of a lightning bolt. His vision allowed him to see possibilities where others saw only impenetrable defenses, his passes cutting through lines like a laser. He didn't just play football, he willed it, bending the game to his indomitable will. This was the awakening, the moment the quiet force unleashed its full, unbridled power, revealing a leader forged in the crucible of time and expectation. He didn't merely lead, he ascended, becoming the embodiment of resilience and unwavering ambition. The season that followed was not merely a collection of games, it was an epic saga, a testament to the power of a singular will. It was a journey marked by impossible comebacks, moments of breathtaking audacity, and the undeniable imprint of one man's unwavering belief. When the odds were stacked, when defeat seemed certain, it was Benzema who consistently emerged, a harbinger of hope, delivering crucial goals when they mattered most. These weren't just goals, they were acts of defiance, moments where time seemed to bend to his will, where the ball found the net with an almost mystical inevitability. He became the embodiment of the team's spirit, the living flame that refused to be extinguished. His strikes were not mere shots, they were whispers of destiny, each one carrying the weight of expectation and the promise of triumph. Yet, there was an unexpected twist in this narrative. For years, the legend of his iconic bandaged hand, a visible scar from a long-ago skirmish, had become almost as famous as his name. It was a symbol of his resilience, a mark of a warrior. But the true enigma lay not in the bandage itself, but in the invisible artistry it cloaked. His touch, a magician's sleight of hand, could make the ball vanish and reappear, turning defenders into statues, creating pathways where none existed, almost as if he was rewriting the very laws of physics on the pitch. His spatial awareness was not just superb, it was supernatural, allowing him to operate in pockets of space so minute, they seemed to exist only in his mind. He would perform subtle body feints, imperceptible flicks, and barely their shimmies that left world-class defenders grasping at thin air, baffling pundits and fans alike. This quiet, almost imperceptible mastery of movement and control became his ultimate weapon, a secret language he spoke fluently, translating intuition into devastating action. This was the ultimate evolution, the culmination of years of quiet obsession, revealing a player who was not just great, but genuinely transcendent. He didn't just play the game, he was always several moves ahead, a chess grandmaster orchestrating chaos into a beautiful, decisive order. His presence on the pitch was like a living oracle, predicting, shaping, and ultimately, dominating the narrative of every match. This season wasn't just his best, it was a cosmic alignment, a moment when all the quiet dedication, all the silent excellence, converged into an undeniable, unstoppable force. He became the undisputed master of his domain, the king of the unpredictable, his legend etched in the very fabric of the beautiful game. And then, the moment arrived. The announcement. The spotlight, for once, was singularly his. The Ballon d'Or was not just a golden sphere, it was the culmination of a prophecy, a sacred artifact bestowed upon the one who had walked the longest, most arduous path. It crowned not merely a season of brilliance, but years of silent excellence, decades of dedication to perfection, a testament to an unyielding spirit that refused to be defined by anything less than its absolute potential. It was the recognition of an ultimate professional, a player who had not just excelled, but had transcended the very boundaries of the sport, elevating it with his intelligence, his calmness, his strength. It was the moment the hidden force, the quiet master, fully revealed himself, not as a flash in the pan, but as an eternal flame, burning brighter than any supernova. The world watched as he accepted the ultimate prize, and in that moment, it wasn't just a footballer being honored, it was the embodiment of human potential, the triumph of perseverance, the undeniable majesty of a legend finally taking his rightful place amongst the pantheon of immortals. It was a realization that true greatness isn't always loud, sometimes, it's a slow, powerful rumble, a seismic shift that reshapes the very landscape of what we thought possible. His journey, from an underestimated talent to the undisputed king, became a myth whispered through generations, a powerful testament to the unwavering spirit of a true master. He wasn't just a man, he was a force, a natural phenomenon, reaching a peak that seemed to defy the limits of human endeavor. The weight of the world lifted, and in its place, the weight of the crown, heavy with the gold of unwavering dedication and sacrifice. Beware the quiet ones, for their silence often hides the fury of a brewing storm.